Hello everyone, welcome to the Star Spangled Sit Down. I'm your host, Bobby Alderson Jr., the Public Affairs Officer at the U.S. Embassy in Kingston, Jamaica. We have a special edition of the Sit Down today, because as you can see, I'm not in my normal studio at the U.S. Embassy. I'm here at the National Stadium in Kingston because the U.S. men's national team is facing off against the Jamaica Reggae Boyz. This special show includes 3 interviews with Jamaican American members of U.S. men's national team, including Weah, Mark McKenzie, and Sean Johnson. Now I'm about to go watch the match, but you're about to watch my interview with forward Weah. Bye. We're really excited to have one of the key players, Weah, forward, who plays professionally in France right now, but is here in Jamaica to play in the match. What is up, Tim? Can I call you Tim?
Yeah, you can call me Tim.
Cool. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Appreciate
So, you obviously come from a really well-known family, and we're going to talk about your dad in a second. I wanted to ask you about your mom, Clara, the first lady of the Republic of Liberia. She was born here in Kingston, and I know she was raised here until she was an adult, for the most part. How has her background, her Jamaican background, affected you growing up?
Yeah, no, it's been a huge effect. My mom was born right here in Kingston, whole family. She moved to New York when she was about 13.
Yep.
So she spent the rest of her life in New York. But being in New York, it's a huge Jamaican community.
Yep.
So I went to a Jamaican school, played on a Jamaican team when I was younger. So really kept it really close.
Yeah. Where in New York were you?
Queens,
yeah. Of course. So like Jamaica, Queens is right there.
Yeah.
Obviously, a big community of Jamaicans there. So how much of that Caribbean culture and that Jamaican upbringing? Because your dad's Liberian.
Yeah.
So how much of that Jamaican upbringing, was a part of your growing up? And how often did you come back here to Jamaica or visit Jamaica?
So growing up, Jamaica has been a part of my life forever.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like I'm 100% Jamaican, just because I didn't really grow up with my Liberian side.
Got it.
So it's been a huge impact on me, culturally, and just knowing the basics of it.
And speaking of your Liberian side, your dad was a superstar soccer player. How much of him, in terms of soccer, did you learn? And are there any traits, like is there any way that you move and run that people say, oh, you remind me of your dad?
Yeah, it's actually a funny one. So me and my dad, we have a really strong butt, a big butt. So that's what they usually compare. But no, a lot of my flavor comes from Jamaica.
Right.
To be honest, when I was younger, all my teammates were Jamaican. So
and what about your style?
Team,
yeah. So like the Red Bulls, I know that you've got cousins who played too, and friends that from the area that play.
So before I went to Red Bulls, I actually played for a team called Rosedale.
Right.
And my uncle's a Pan-Africanist, so he was huge on he was a Garveyite, so he was huge on Marcus Garvey. So the color of the team was red, black, and green. So that's
and Marcus Garvey, of course, he's got a lot. I lived in Harlem, right next to Marcus Garvey Park, and way back. And of course, Marcus Garvey's kind of one of the national heroes here in Jamaica, but not quite as well known in the United States for some of the stuff he did. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
So all right, so back to the Liberian side. What is it like having a president as a father, and how much do you feel connected? You already talked about a little bit about those roots, but what's that like, man? I mean, and also not just like the fact that he's president, but growing up, like at what point did you go, oh wait, like people know my dad, my dad's famous?
It hasn't really hit me. I've always been the chill kid.
Right.
So my father's my father, my mother's my mother.
Yeah.
It's just how outside people see him.
Right.
When he comes home, he's always dad. So it's never been that shocking to me. What's
your favorite type of dance hall or reggae music? Who do you like?
I mean, it doesn't get better than a little bit of Bears Hammond.
Yeah.
Sunday Cleaner for my mom.
Right. Our producer, our Jamaican producer off camera is giving you thumbs up.
Yeah.
Give you thumbs up for that. That's awesome, man. Okay, so we have a rapid fire question section. So I'm going to ask you same questions I've been asking everybody else and just try to answer them as quick as you can.
Yeah.
What is your favorite Jamaican food?
Favorite Jamaican food? It'll have to be ackee and saltfish.
Ackee and saltfish. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I did this the last time we talked about this. I can't get with the texture. I don't know what I'm missing. Maybe I'm not putting enough, and the flavor. Like I just don't. I know folks at home are going to be like, Bobby, Aki is like the national thing here in Jamaica, so this is not a popular opinion. But like, do I need to put some pepper on it? Like, what do I need to make a good proper Aki and saltfish?
First of all, you need some good flavors, some Scotch bonnet, Aki and saltfish, boiled dumpling, banana, yam.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right.
All that.
All right. If you weren't playing soccer, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't playing soccer, I think I'd be a musician.
Okay. What do you play?
I play the violin actually.
Nice.
But I love to write music and compose. So yeah.
Cool. Who is your all-time favorite athlete?
All-time favorite athlete, my dad.
Really?
My dad, yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. Did you watch like videos and tape of him?
Yeah, for sure.
Growing up. All right. What music do you play? Speaking of this question, what music do you play on game day to get in the zone, to get hyped up?
Game day, maybe a little hip hop.
Yep.
Some dance hall too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into like Vertical, Idonia, all those guys. So.
Do you dance when you're out? Do you whine a little bit?
Do I whine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can whine.
Okay. There you go. For all of you out there, Tim Weah can whine. Okay. If you're stranded on an island and can only take 3 things with you, what would it be?
3 things with me? Definitely a knife.
Okay.
So, like,
Smart.
I need a knife. One of those water filters.
Super smart, like a little straw thing.
Sure.
Wow.
And a picture of my family.
That's awesome. Our last person was like, I'm going to bring books and stuff. But you went for like the survival.
Yeah.
All right. Finally, look at the camera. Give any big ups to any of your Jamaican people, your Jamaican family, or people who are watching at home.
Nah, just big up to the whole of Jamaica, my family, who's in Kingston right now, and love you guys. I miss you guys and see you guys soon.
You just watched my interview with forward Tim Weah. What an amazing guy and an amazing story. His dad, of course, is George Weah, current president of Liberia, but it was really interesting to hear about his Jamaican roots. Next up is my interview with defender Mark McKenzie. And we are so happy to have with us today Mark McKenzie. He's with the U.S. men's national team. He plays professionally in Belgium, but of course he's here because the U.S. men's national team is taking on the Reggae Boyz of Jamaica. Mark, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, man.
Okay, your dad was born in Jamaica. Where is he from? And has he told you any good stories about growing up here? And do you visit? Have you visited in a while?
Yeah. My daddy grew up in St. Catharines. Not too far from here, actually, relatively speaking. So, I used to come during the summers, but now as I've gotten older with football, it's a little difficult to find the times. But
what are some of your favorite memories of coming when you're younger?
Well, I remember when I came down here, I think I was like 5 or 6. I was with my cousins, and I came home with a big mosquito bite on top of my head. And
sounds like Jamaica.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So wait, he's not rooting for the Reggae Boyz, is he?
It's
not against.
Listen, it's difficult because he's like, my son has made it, to this position. We're extremely humbled and honored to be playing for the national team. But at the same time, Jamaican roots.
If it was a draw, he'd be like, okay.
Yeah, you walk out, you're like, okay, right. I came out clean. So,
you were born in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Where in the Bronx?
I'm not sure. A lot of people know 233rd.
Yeah.
233rd Street.
I was a teacher on 183rd.
Okay.
Up in the 183rd in the Grand Concourse.
Okay.
But you left when you were young, though, right?
I left when I was younger.
So you moved and you grew up in Delaware.
Yep. Right. In Delaware. My dad worked in New York City, so stuff family, and we visit back and forth.
Oh wow. So you did hang out in New York quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Stuff family and out there.
And then you went to Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Right. Played there for a year. So how is Winston-Salem and Delaware different than being here, or competing like anywhere in the world, man? Because Delaware's a small state.
Yeah, it's a small
Winston-Salem is a different type of place.
Yeah. Right.
So what's it like being there versus being here?
Well, the biggest thing is the food.
Yep.
The food. I'd much prefer Jamaican food over food probably in Winston-Salem. Even though I love a good soul food dish.
Yeah, where's your mom from?
My mom's she's from New York. She's from, born and raised in Westchester, and then moved to the Bronx.
Got it. Westchester.
Yeah.
Nice. So, So you're saying the Jamaican food kind of was more prominent in the household?
Yeah. I mean, my grandma, she grew up in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And then, she moved to New York. But
what a lot of people don't know is a lot of Southern food is similar to, like, there's like, it's like rice and peas. We got like beans and rice or something like that. So a lot of the food is very, very similar. Jerk chicken is very similar to like Creole or Cajun. What are your favorite Jamaican foods?
Ooh, like in terms of a proper meal, or you're talking
snack,
just
a quick, whatever.
All right, so for a snack, the traditional beef patty and cocoa bread, but I like also the jerk chicken patty. If you've never had,
I actually did. I was at Devon House on Thursday, and I got a jerk chicken patty. But we got actually a surprise for you. I'm gonna move off camera for a second. I hope you like tasty, or are you a juicy beef patty guy? So for the folks at home, I'm not even gonna open it, but it's a lot of grease. You're a professional soccer player. Will you still? You'll have one of them later.
I'll indulge in a little something, every now and again. So you put a lot of work in, you got to enjoy a little life too,
Exactly. So tell us about this matchup against Jamaica. How do you think that the home crowd here, which is going to be limited because they're limited to 5,000 instead of the full capacity of the stadium, will compare to the matchup in the States, the US won 2-0?
Yeah, I think the energy from the fans, from the crowd is huge, and unfortunately, we can't have the full capacity tonight. I wish we could have full capacity.
It's more fun, even though it's a more
you're
raucous crowd.
Away, I think technically you're away. For me, it's like being second home, but the energy, you sometimes feed off of that, whether you're the home team or the away team. So I think that'll potentially play a part, but at the same time, you represent your country, represent your people, you're representing your family and friends who put a lot of time into helping you get to that position. So there's a lot riding on it, but at the same time, everybody is pushing to play in the World Cup. So
absolutely, I have a feeling that the 5,000 fans are going to sound more like 20,000.
100%. I can tell you now.
Jamaican fans are known for
passionate.
Yes,
passionate. So
are you going to get the start?
I can't give away everything.
Okay.
I can't give away everything, but
hopefully get in there.
That's the goal for everybody. Of course, you want to play. So
cool. Well, we're going to do a rapid fire question and answer situation. Same thing that we asked Sean Johnson. Same question we asked Tim Weah. We already got your favorite Jamaican food. That was a question. What's your favorite snack?
Wait. Yeah,
what's your favorite?
My favorite dish.
Correct.
Okay. So if I'm looking for something hearty and to fill me up, a nice jerk chicken, make your lips feel like they're gonna fall off. I like rice peas.
Yep.
My plantain.
Okay.
It's a vegetable.
Now I know that you were born in the Bronx.
Yeah.
You were raised in Delaware, and you went to school in the South. It seems though that I'm hearing a little bit of a Jamaican accent. Is that just pick it up?
Yeah. Look,
start going with it.
When you're around it all the time,
Right.
You grow up around it, and then I got plenty of teammates from the islands as well, so having that connection with them,
Nice. All right. I keep saying this is a rapid fire question, but then I have all these other follow-ups, so whatever. Okay. If you weren't playing soccer, what would you be doing?
Ooh, I'd probably be eating too much.
Okay.
Or playing basketball.
Nice. Who's your all-time favorite athlete?
It's a tough one because talking football context
or anything, man. You say basketball. Who's your favorite basketball player?
Favorite basketball player is LeBron James.
Okay.
But I like the Olympics.
Yes.
Big man Bo, big up Bo.
Yes.
Big up Johan Blake too,
Hey man.
Enough respect.
I got a chance to interview a couple of the Olympians before the last Olympics, and I was always a big fan of Usain Bolt and all those guys. So that's dope. Okay. What music do you play in game day to get in the zone?
It's a mix. Depending on if I'm on the music box or the aux or whatever you want to call it, you have to feel the energy in the group. If I'm just by myself, it's a mix between hip hop. I like to dance, some dance hall.
Right.
But if it's the team, I have a good mix of music from South America, Central America, European music, as well as American music.
The team is extremely diverse.
Okay,
so I'm sure there's all sorts of music playing on in that locker room.
Yes.
Especially after a victory. Okay, if you're stranded on an island and can only take 3 things, what would they be?
I'm taking technology or no technology?
Whatever you want, man. You get 3.
All right, 3 things. I'm going to take My PlayStation.
Okay. I hope there's electricity on this island.
I truly hope there's electricity. Yeah. I'm going to take a few good books.
Okay.
Kill some time.
Right.
And then, am I gonna have like basic necessities, or do I need to bring? Do I need to bring water? Do I need to bring?
You might, water would probably be good. Let's go with water.
I will take some water because, of course, you gotta stay hydrated. You gotta stay hydrated.
There it is. All right. So finally, give a shout out, give big ups to your family here in Jamaica, or to anyone watching at home.
Big up the entire island of Jamaica. Enough respect. Big up my family, the McKenzie family. Grew up not too far from here. Still have family out here. Big up all my family back in Jamaica, back in New York City. Stay healthy, everybody. Much love.
You just saw my interview with Mark McKenzie. What a crazy spirit, great guy, really fun. Next up, my interview with Goalkeeper Shawn Johnson. Shawn Johnson, welcome to Kingston.
Thank you.
I feel like you're a little bit familiar though.
Yeah, it's like a welcome back.
Exactly. So you are a dual national, American and U.S. Correct? Tell us a little bit about your background, your parents' background, because I know that they were born here, but you were born in the States.
Correct. Yeah. So both of my parents were born in Jamaica, met in the States.
Yeah.
But I was first generation, so the first person in my family to actually be born in the United States. So take pride in both heritage on the side of Jamaica and also the U.S. and starting that lineage as well.
So you have siblings as well?
Correct. I have a brother on my dad's side, but he was actually born in England.
Oh wow!
So yeah, so I became. He's an older brother, 10 years older, but I was the first one born in the actual United States.
Nice. So okay, you're both American and Jamaican, as we mentioned, a dual national. You had the opportunity to play for either side, right? Why did you choose to be, on Team USA?
Yeah, I think obviously it was a decision that came down to me, and being from the United States, being born there. Taking pride in that, and also the culture of which the guys welcome with open arms as well. Is a pretty easy decision for me to make. But again, being the first person in my family born in the States, it's important to me to play for the country in which I was born in, but not to forget the roots of where I come from as well. So it was a decision that came down to some talking with my family, but they were okay with it and they supported 100%.
Yeah, so speaking of support, are your parents big soccer fans?
They are.
Yeah.
Not just because I play soccer, but that's how I got into soccer personally. Was my dad played soccer growing up. I used to go watch him play and just fell in love with the sport, the culture surrounding it. It was actually a Caribbean league that I was watching that got me excited about the sport, and the rest is history. So
do your folks root for Jamaica when they're not rooting for the U.S.?
Yeah,
I assume they'll be supporting you and your team?
Of course. So they support me when I'm playing, obviously, but having Jamaican roots and being from Jamaica, it's always been a national team that they've supported as well. So unique situation to be able to cheer for their son and cheer for the team I play for, but in all, they're pulling for the U.S., pulling for Jamaica as well in terms of their roots.
Qualifying.
Yeah, can't blame them for that.
Okay, so speaking of roots, all right. Tell us about Jamaican culture. When was the last time you were here in Jamaica, and how much did that culture, how much was that a part of your growing up? And how did you visit a lot? Do you have cousins, family here?
Yeah, so actually, just thinking about it, the last time I was here was actually 2017, I believe, for a qualifier. Before that, 2015, I believe. So, but growing up, we used to come every year, twice a year. So it's very much a part of my heritage and culture, and something I became familiar with. But Jamaica, to me, is a place. It's extremely welcoming. Super friendly culture. To talk about soccer being the biggest sport here. Maybe aside from cricket.
Yeah.
But definitely a culture that embraces everybody and is welcoming with open arms. So excited to be a part of it.
And you're 32 years old. You've been kind of a part of the system, the men's national team and junior team system for over a decade now. What is it like? USA is a very, very young team. So what's it like being kind of one of those older players, those veterans in terms of leadership with the other guys?
Yeah, it's unique, you know. Being 32, I don't consider myself an old player.
No.
With this group, no.
I'm 37.
Okay, fair.
It shows like a little bit more on me than it does on anybody else, but sure.
But definitely compared to some of the guys in the group, being an older player, and just taking some of my experience and being able to share that with them. You know, this is my third World Cup qualifying cycle. So being able to share, you know, some of the things that I've been through, both home and away. And then obviously just giving what I can to the group in terms of my experience and what I've gained through playing. Right. So it's an awesome position to be in. The group super close, great culture surrounding the group, so it's easy to kind of step in and give them my you know, what I've learned over my experiences.
Cool. And you went to school, university. You played at UCF, Central Florida. How many times have you been to Universal Studios or Disney World?
Wow, yeah. So I went to Disney World a couple times when I was younger.
Nice.
Not when I was older, but I might have to go visit again. Universal Studios, they used to have a special night that they reserved for UCF, and they would kind of shut down the theme park. And our school is massive. There were 63,000 kids, I think.
One of the biggest. One of the biggest universities.
Yeah, if not the biggest. Yeah. So I went to Universal a couple times and Disney a couple times.
So I went to high school in Orlando.
Okay.
My high school overlooked Universal Studios, so I might have seen you out there a few times.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a rapid fire question and answer situation. So I'm going to ask you like 6 questions. Just think top of your head. Okay.
Sweet.
All right. What is your favorite Jamaican food?
Oxtail.
Oxtail. Question. I told you this is going to be rapid fire, but I'm going to stop you for a second. How do you feel about patties?
I love Jamaican beef patties. Juicy beef is my favorite.
Oh, juicy. Interesting. Interesting. Now, I know you're a world-class athlete, but we actually brought you a patty in here, but it's tasty.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can do with that,
of course.
Cool.
Of course, thank you.
Awesome. All right. If you weren't playing soccer, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't playing soccer, if I had to pick another sport, it would be basketball, but unsport related, it would be fishing or driving a race car.
Awesome. Who's your all-time favorite athlete?
All-time favorite athlete would have to be Michael Jordan. Soccer-wise, Evan Van der Sar as a goalkeeper, Thierry Henry as a field player.
Okay. What music do you play on game day to get in the zone?
I play a different array of music, but I would say my favorite's hip-hop. It's upbeat, gets you kind of in the right mentality to play.
Which artists?
Anywhere from Kendrick Lamar to Future, Drake, just a few off the top of my head.
All right, final thing. Do you have any big ups you want to send to your Jamaican family or any Jamaican people who might be watching?
Yeah, of course. So it'd be big ups. Grandma, she's just outside of Mobay. My family in Springfield, Hewitt, Auntie Janet, big up Dwayne, big up Uncle John, who's right here in Kingston as well. So the whole family, most of my family's here. So big ups everybody. It's good to be back.
Well, that's a wrap here from National Stadium, a 1-1 draw. I hope you enjoyed all of my interviews with Tim Weah, McKenzie, Sean Johnson. Stay tuned next time for our next edition of the Star Spangled Sit Down. Have a good day.